This is fantastically delicious bread. Rich and super fragrant. It's delicious with milk, and with ham, and with smoked bacon, and with salt and green onions, and it's delicious on its own. You can just eat it in chunks with pleasure. Absolutely not dry, not at all moist, a very nice crumb, and a freaky crispy crust. Bake and enjoy. I prefer to knead bread with a bread maker. Especially rye, it is always a little sticky, and it is more difficult to knead it with your hands. Mix the sifted flour of 3 types, bread crumbs and rye bran. Measure warm water into a mug and dissolve coffee, honey and cocoa in it. Put the products in the bread maker bucket, according to the instructions for your model. Add oil, spices and sunflower seeds. Last of all, add the yeast, and pour in the kvass. Turn on the dough kneading. Let the dough come up twice, and turn the kneading on again for a few minutes, to settle the dough, and allow it to rise again. Knead the dough that has come up slightly, and form a loaf or loaf. I prefer to bake round bread. It seems to me that it is more homely, more cozy and tastier. Transfer the bread to a sheet of parchment, or a mat, and brush it with flour on top. Let me come up a little more. Then, with a very sharp knife or razor, make several incisions. An attempt to make a pattern looks more interesting. By the way, it is convenient to make incisions with a stationary paper cutter. Put the bread in the oven, warmed up to 70 degrees, splash half a cup of hot water, and let the bread come up with steam 1.5 more times. Then increase the heat to 220-240 degrees, and bake until the bread grabs the crust, still soft. Then reduce the heat to 200 degrees, and bake until ready. Baking will take about half an hour. Cover the finished bread loosely with a towel, and let it cool, and ripen for at least a few hours, preferably overnight. Then the taste of bread will be revealed completely.